My name is Zilda. I am 71 years old. Last spring, I watched my friend Ruth die, and nobody, not her children, not her doctor, not even Ruth herself, saw it coming until it was too late. She had been feeling off for months, tired, a little forgetful, losing weight, but we all said the same thing. That is just aging. That is normal. It was not normal. If you are younger and watching someone you love get older, you might be seeing small changes, things that worry you, but that everyone else dismisses. Mom has always been forgetful. Dad is just slowing down. If you are my age, you might be experiencing these changes yourself, and you are wondering, is this just aging, or is this something more? Either way, I need to tell you what I learned from watching Ruth. From missing the signs until it was too late to say the things that mattered. There are 7 signs, quiet ones, the kind you dismiss until you cannot anymore, the kind that, looking back, were there all along. Ruth and I had coffee every Tuesday for 12 years. Same diner, same booth, same order. She got scrambled eggs. I got toast. It was our routine, our constant, the one thing that did not change, even as everything else did. Then last February, she canceled. Said she was not feeling well. Nothing serious, just tired. The next week, she came but barely touched her eggs, pushed them around her plate, said she was not hungry. "You feeling okay?" I asked. "Fine. Just not much appetite lately." I did not push, did not want to pry. We were friends, but we both came from that generation where you did not ask too many questions about someone's health. That was private. But I noticed the way her sweater hung looser than it had a month ago, the way her wedding ring slipped when she gestured. I told myself she was probably just trying to eat better. Maybe her doctor said something about her cholesterol. I was wrong. The first sign. Weight loss that seems to happen without trying. By March, Ruth had lost maybe 15 pounds, maybe more. It was hard to tell because she started wearing baggy clothes, cardigans that hid her frame, loose pants. One Tuesday, I said something. Could not help it. "Ruth, you are getting thin." She waved me off. I needed to lose a few pounds anyway. Do not we all? Are you trying to? Not really. Food just does not appeal to me like it used to. Everything tastes bland. She said it so casually, like it was nothing. And I accepted that because what else would I do? Start counting her calories? Force feed her eggs? But weight loss in elderly people, especially when it is unintentional, it is not nothing. It is the body saying something, whispering at first, then louder. The body stops absorbing nutrients the way it should. Muscles start breaking down. The appetite fades because the system is conserving, preparing. I did not know that then. I know it now. Ruth kept getting thinner. By April, her face looked hollow, her cheekbones sharp in a way they had never been before. Her daughter came to visit. I saw them at the diner, watched the daughter's face when she saw Ruth. That flash of shock, quickly hidden. "Mom, you need to eat more. I eat plenty. You are skin and bones." Ruth got defensive. "I am fine. Stop fussing." They did not talk about it again, at least not where I could hear. I think about that now. How Ruth's daughter must have gone home worried. Probably told herself she would bring it up next time, make sure she sees a doctor, cook her favorite meals. Next time came, but by then it was too late for cooking to matter. If this story is touching something close to your heart, subscribe to this channel. Every week I share real stories and real signs that can help you or someone you love. The second sign, exhaustion that sleep does not fix. Around the same time Ruth was losing weight, she started canceling our Tuesdays more often. Too tired today. Did not sleep well last night. Just need to rest. When she did come, she looked drained, like getting dressed and driving to the diner had taken everything she had. One morning in early May, she arrived 20 minutes late, apologized, said she had to sit in her car for a while before coming in. "Needed to catch my breath," she explained, "from walking from the parking lot." She laughed, but it was not a real laugh. Getting old is exhausting, Zilda. I watched her that morning, really watched her. The way she moved slowly, carefully, like her body was fragile, and she knew it. She fell asleep right there in the booth, mid-conversation, just drifted off, head nodding forward. I let her sleep for maybe 10 minutes, then gently touched her arm. She startled, looked confused. "Oh, I am sorry. I do not know what came over me. Maybe you should see a doctor. I am just tired, that is all." But it was not just tired. It was bone-deep exhaustion, The kind that means the body is working too hard just to keep going, using every bit of energy for essential functions, nothing left over for living. Ruth stopped going to her book club, stopped tending her garden, stopped doing the things that used to bring her joy, not because she did not want to, but because she could not. The energy just was not there anymore. Her daughter hired someone to clean the house. Ruth did not fight it. That should have been a sign right there. Ruth, who had always been so proud of keeping her own house, just accepted help without protest. When you are that tired, pride does not matter anymore. You are just trying to make it through each day. I thought about my mother then, how in her last year she would sleep 16, 18 hours a day, how we told ourselves she just needed rest, that she would feel better after a nap. She never felt better. She was dying, and we did not see it because we did not want to. The third sign: confusion that comes and goes. June brought something new, something that scared me more than the weight loss or the exhaustion. Ruth forgot our Tuesday. I sat in that booth for 30 minutes before I called her. "Ruth, you okay?" Silence. Then, "Zilda, we were supposed to meet for coffee. Was that today?" "Every Tuesday for 12 years, Ruth." Oh, I am sorry. I thought it was Monday." She sounded confused, disoriented, like she genuinely did not know what day it was. I drove to her house instead, found her sitting in her living room, still in her nightgown at 11 in the morning. "I was going to get dressed," she said when she saw me. "I just forgot." We sat together, did not talk much, but I noticed things. The mail piled up on the table unopened, the dishes in the sink, the curtains still closed. "Have you eaten today?" I asked. She looked at me blankly. "I do not remember." That is when I knew. This was not just tired. This was not just old age. This was something else. The confusion got worse. Some days Ruth was sharp, knew exactly who I was, what we talked about last week, what year it was. Other days she would look at me like I was a stranger, call me by her sister's name, ask about people who had been dead for decades. Her daughter took her to the doctor finally in July, 4 months after the weight loss started, 3 months after the exhaustion set in, 2 months after the confusion began. The doctor ran tests, found problems, multiple problems, some treatable, some not. "Why did you not bring her in sooner?" the doctor asked. Her daughter started crying. I thought she was just getting old. I thought this was normal. I understood that because I had thought the same thing. We are taught that aging means slowing down, getting forgetful, needing more rest, losing weight. But there is a difference between normal aging and dying, and sometimes the line between them is so thin you cannot see it until you are on the wrong side. One afternoon in late July, I visited Ruth at her house. Her daughter had moved in by then. Someone needed to be there all the time. Ruth was sitting by the window, staring out at her garden, the garden she used to tend every morning. "It has gotten overgrown," she said quietly. "Your daughter can hire someone to help." "No. I let it go. I should have taken care of it while I could." She turned to look at me, and for a moment she was completely present, completely clear. "I am dying. Am I not, Zilda?" I wanted to lie, to say no, you are just sick. You will get better. But I could not. "I think so," I said. She nodded like she had known all along, like she had been waiting for someone to confirm it. "I wasted so much time," she whispered, "thinking I would feel better tomorrow, next week, next month. I kept waiting to feel like myself again, to have energy to do the things I wanted to do." "What things?" "I do not even remember anymore. That is the worst part. I waited so long that I forgot what I was waiting for." We sat in silence after that, watching the overgrown garden, watching the afternoon light fade. And I thought, this is what happens when we miss the signs, when we tell ourselves it is nothing, when we wait for tomorrow to say the things that matter. Tomorrow does not always come. Leave a comment below and tell me, have you ever noticed these signs in someone you loved? I read every comment on this channel. The fourth sign: infections that keep coming back. By August, Ruth could not seem to shake anything. A urinary tract infection in early August. Antibiotics, better for 2 weeks, then another infection. Pneumonia in late August. Hospital for 3 days. Home with more antibiotics. Seemed to improve. Then another respiratory infection 2 weeks later. Her daughter called me one evening. voice tight with frustration. She just finished antibiotics last week. Now there is another infection. How is that possible? I did not have an answer, but I had seen it before with George. Actually, his last 6 months, he had cycled through infections like clockwork. We would treat one, and before it fully cleared, another would appear. At the time, I thought the antibiotics were not working, that maybe the doctors were not prescribing the right ones. But watching Ruth from the outside, I understood something I had not understood then. It was not that the medications were not working. It was that her body could not fight anymore. The immune system, once strong enough to battle off every cold and flu season, had given up. Not all at once, just slowly stopped responding. I visited Ruth in September. She had developed a sore on her leg, just a small scrape from bumping into the coffee table. "How long has that been there?" I asked. "A week, maybe 2. It looked angry, red around the edges, not healing. "Ruth, you need to show this to your doctor. It is just a scrape. It should have healed by now." She looked at it like she was seeing it for the first time. "Oh, I suppose you are right." Her daughter took her to the doctor the next day. They cleaned it, bandaged it, gave her cream to apply. 3 weeks later, it still had not healed. If anything, it looked worse. That is when I started to understand. The body was not just tired. It was not just confused. It had stopped repairing itself, stopped doing the basic maintenance that keeps us alive. Circulation slowing, immune system failing, even the smallest wound becoming a major problem. Ruth ended up back in the hospital in late September. The leg wound had gotten infected. They gave her intravenous antibiotics, kept her for 5 days. When she came home, she looked diminished, smaller, like the hospital had taken something from her that she could not get back. "I am tired of fighting," she told me one afternoon. "Fighting what?" "Everything. Every infection, every medication, every doctor's appointment. I am just tired." I held her hand, did not say anything. What could I say? The 5th sign. Breathing that gets harder. October brought a new problem. Ruth's breathing changed. At first it was subtle. She would pause mid-sentence to catch her breath. She would need to sit down after walking from one room to another. Then it got worse. One Tuesday, we had resumed our coffee visits, though now I came to her house instead. I noticed her breathing sounded different, shallow, a little raspy. "You catching a cold?" I asked. "No, just hard to breathe sometimes." "Sometimes?" "When I lie flat, when I walk, when I talk too much." She tried to laugh, could not quite manage it. Her daughter bought her a wedge pillow, propped her up at night so she could breathe easier. Helped some, not enough. By mid-October, Ruth could not walk across the room without stopping, could not have a full conversation without pausing for air. "Feels like there is a weight on my chest," she said all the time. The doctor said it was fluid, prescribed water pills. They helped for a few days. Then the fluid came back. I remembered something from when George was dying, how his breathing had changed in the last weeks, how each breath seemed to take effort, how I would lie awake at night listening to him breathe, counting the seconds between each inhale. With Ruth, I started noticing the same thing. The pauses, the irregular rhythm, sometimes fast and shallow, sometimes slow and deep. Her lips started looking a little blue. Her fingernails too. Her hands and feet were always cold now, even when the house was warm. "That is circulation," her daughter explained to me. "The body is prioritizing the vital organs, pulling blood away from the extremities." She said it clinically, like a nurse, but I could see the fear in her eyes. This is going to sound terrible, but I need to tell you something. There was a moment in early November when I visited Ruth and found myself actually checking, if she was still breathing. She was asleep in her recliner, so still, so quiet. And I stood there for maybe 30 seconds watching her chest, waiting to see it rise and fall. It did eventually, but the pause between breaths felt eternal. I never told anyone about that moment, about how I stood in Ruth's living room watching my friend breathe, preparing myself for the day she would not. If this channel has helped you understand what to watch for, please subscribe. Share this with someone who might need to hear it. The 6th sign. Withdrawing from everything. The Ruth I had known for 12 years was social, talkative, always had a story, always wanted to know what was happening with everyone. By November, that Ruth was gone. She stopped asking questions, stopped telling stories. When I would visit, she would sit quietly, smile when I talked, but did not really participate. At first, I thought she was just tired, too exhausted for conversation. But it was more than that. She retreated, pulled inward, like she was somewhere I could not reach. Her daughter mentioned it one day. She does not want to see anyone anymore. When people call, she makes excuses. When friends try to visit, she tells me to say she is sleeping. Even her book club, especially her book club. She loved that group. Now she acts like they are strangers. Ruth stopped watching television, stopped reading, stopped doing crossword puzzles, something she had done every morning for decades. When I asked why, she said she could not focus anymore, that the words did not make sense. But I think it was more than that. I think she was letting go of activities, of connections, of the world itself. One afternoon in late November, I sat with her. We did not talk, just sat together in her living room while the light outside faded to gray. After maybe 20 minutes, she said, "I am ready, you know." Ready for what? To go. To be done. I am tired of this half-life. Cannot breathe. Cannot think. Cannot do anything. What is the point? I wanted to argue, to tell her not to talk like that, to fight. But I could not, because she was right. This was not living. This was just existing, waiting. "Are you scared?" I asked. She thought about it. "No, not really. I am more scared of this going on forever, of being stuck like this. Your daughter, I know she is not ready, but I am. That is the thing nobody tells you. Sometimes the person dying is ready before anyone else is. Sometimes they are waiting for permission, or maybe just acknowledgement." I held her cold hand in mine. Two old women sitting in the gathering dark. "I will miss you," I said. "I will miss our coffee Tuesdays." We both cried a little. Not dramatic crying, just quiet tears that we did not bother wiping away. The seventh sign. Talking about the past more than the future. In December, Ruth stopped talking about next week, next month, next year. Every conversation became about before, about when, about used to. "Remember when we went to that terrible buffet and got food poisoning? Remember when George and my husband played cards and George won $20? Remember when we were young and thought we would live forever?" Every memory started with remember. Every sentence looked backward. At first I joined in, reminisced with her, laughed about old stories. But then I realized she never talked about tomorrow, never made plans, never said next time or maybe we could. When her birthday came up in early January, her daughter asked what she wanted to do. Nothing. "I do not need a party, just family, a small cake, nothing big. I do not want to celebrate getting older. What is the point?" She used to love her birthday, used to plan it weeks in advance. Now she just did not care about birthdays, about holidays, about anything coming next, because somewhere deep inside she knew there was not much next left. One afternoon in mid-December, I brought old photo albums, thought it might cheer her up to look at pictures. We flipped through slowly. Her wedding, her children as babies, holidays, vacations, a lifetime in faded photographs. She stopped on one picture. Her and her husband, maybe 30 years ago at the beach, both smiling, tan, young. "I was happy then," she said. "I did not know it at the time. Thought I had problems, stress, but I was happy." "You can still be happy." She looked at me, really looked at me. "No, Zilda, that is over. This part, this is just the ending. And endings are not happy. They are just done." I wanted to argue, but I could not, because she was telling the truth. Hard, sad truth, but truth. Christmas came. Ruth's family gathered. Children, grandchildren. Everyone knew it would probably be the last one. They tried to make it festive, put up a tree in her room, played carols, brought her favorite cookies. She smiled, said thank you, fell asleep halfway through opening presents. I visited the day after Christmas. The tree was still up, presents still wrapped on the table. She did not want to open them, her daughter said. Said there was no point. She would not use anything anyway. Is she right? Her daughter started crying. Yes, she is dying, Zilda. The doctor said maybe weeks, maybe a month, maybe less. We had known. All of us had known. But hearing it said out loud made it real in a way it had not been before. I should have brought her in sooner, her daughter said, back in February when the weight loss started. Maybe if I had. You did what you thought was right. It was not enough. It never feels like enough. Even when you do everything perfectly, it still does not feel like enough. I knew that from George, from my own parents, from every loss I had experienced. You cannot save them. You can only be there. And even that does not feel like enough. The last sign. The body starts shutting down in ways you can see. The final sign came in early January. Ruth's skin changed, became mottled, purplish patches on her hands and feet like bruises, but not from impact. Just the blood not circulating properly anymore. Her extremities were ice cold all the time now, no matter how many blankets they piled on, no matter how high the heat was set. Her daughter explained it to me. The body is pulling blood to the core, to the heart and brain. Everything else is secondary now. Ruth barely ate. Maybe a few spoonfuls of soup, a bite of toast. Her body did not want food anymore, did not need it. She slept most of the time, 20 hours a day, then 22, waking only briefly, sometimes lucid, sometimes not. One afternoon, she woke while I was sitting with her, looked at me clearly. "You are still here," she said. "Of course I am. You have been a good friend, Zilda. So have you." She closed her eyes, opened them again. "Do you think there is anything after this? After dying? Do you think there is anything else?" I had never been good at these questions, never had faith that gave easy answers. "I do not know," I said honestly. "But I hope so. I hope you see everyone you have missed, everyone who went before." She smiled, just barely. "That would be nice." Those were the last words she said to me. Ruth died 3 days later. January 8th, a Tuesday, our coffee day. Her daughter called me that morning. She is gone, sometime in the night. Peaceful. I went to the house, said goodbye to her body. Cold now, still, but somehow still Ruth. Her daughter and I sat in the living room afterward, the same room where I had watched Ruth fade over the past year. "I should have seen it sooner," her daughter said again. "All those signs, the weight loss, the exhaustion. You did understand. You just did not want to believe it. Neither did I. Could we have done anything different?" I thought about that. Really thought about it. Maybe. Maybe if we had known in February what we know now, we could have prepared differently, said things sooner, made different choices about treatment, focused on comfort earlier. But we cannot go back. No, we cannot. I am telling you this story not to frighten you, not to make you paranoid about every ache and pain, but because I wish someone had told me, had explained that dying does not always announce itself with sirens and emergency rooms. Sometimes it whispers, hints, gives you months of quiet warnings if you know how to listen. The 7 signs. Unexplained weight loss, exhaustion that does not improve, confusion that comes and goes, infections that will not stay away, breathing that gets harder, withdrawing from life, the body visibly shutting down. Not everyone will have all 7. Some might have different ones. But these patterns are common. They are the body's way of saying, "I am preparing, I am letting go." And if you see them, if you recognize them, you have a choice. You can pretend they are nothing, tell yourself it is just normal aging, wait for things to get better, or you can acknowledge what is happening, have the hard conversations, make the time count, choose comfort over curing, choose presence over pretending. I am grateful I had 12 years of Tuesday coffees with Ruth, grateful for every story she told, every laugh we shared. I am grateful I was there at the end, even though I wish I had understood sooner, done things differently, asked better questions. I am grateful she taught me to see the signs, so that now, if someone I love starts showing them, I will know. I will recognize what is happening, and I will not waste time pretending it is nothing, because time is the one thing we cannot get back, and the people we love deserve to have us present, really present, especially at the end. The other day, I looked in the mirror and noticed I had lost a few pounds lately, that my appetite was not what it used to be, and for just a moment I felt that cold fear. Is this it? Is this the beginning? But then I remembered, I am still here, still walking, still thinking clearly most days, still showing up for the people who matter. And when my time comes, when those 7 signs start appearing in me, I hope someone notices. I hope they do not brush it off. I hope they sit with me and let me talk about what I am feeling, what I am afraid of, what I am ready for, because that is what we all deserve: to be seen, to be heard, to not die alone in our knowing while everyone around us pretends it is nothing. If this story meant something to you, leave a comment right now. Tell me the name of someone you are thinking about. It does not have to be long, just their name. We see you here. Thank you for sitting with me today, for listening to a hard story about a good friend and the lessons she taught me even in dying. If you want to sit with me again, I will be here, still noticing, still learning, still trying to understand this strange, difficult, beautiful business of being alive. Take care of yourself and the people you love while there is still time.